Vrana was back out skating with the Red Wings, and Detroit is about to face a pretty rough back-to-back, going to Pittsburgh, then facing the Maple Leafs at home.
You're Locked On Red Wings, your daily podcast on the Detroit Red Wings, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome back to the Locked On Red Wings podcast. We're your hosts, Brian Fisher and Scotty Bentley. You can find me on Twitter at BrianFisher971. You can find Scotty on Twitter at BentleyScotty. Thanks for making us your first listen every single day. We are free and available on all platforms, including YouTube, where our subscriber count, your daily update, folks, 175.
Oh, wait.
Man,
this morning it was in the 60s.
Yeah, it was like 161 this morning. It's
I just tweet funny clips from the account.
I noticed today, buddy. Yeah.
It's my favorite thing to do. I just go and I clip like a 5 or 10 second thing that I think is funny and tweet it out there with no caption.
You should have done the Built Bar clip with hashtag ad at the end.
Yeah, hashtag ad. Yeah, true.
Hashtag Built Bar pay us.
They kind of do indirectly, yeah. I guess.
Kind of, yeah. In a way, yeah, it's true.
In a weird way.
So Trevor Zegras scored a pretty goal today, last night, I guess, by the time you're listening to this. Not helping our arguments at all about who's going to be the Calder Trophy winner when he does a nice little flip over the net, pass, assist, and then he pulls the Michigan off against the Montreal Canadiens in Canada. Not going to lie, felt quite a bit of dread in my stomach when I saw that because I was going, oh no, he's going to win the Calder, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. And like the point we made a couple of days ago still stands, man. We still got got half a season left, you know, as long as he I guess like it sounds weird, but I guess like as long as he doesn't keep pulling off crazy Michigan stuff, like we'll be, you know, we'll the real gonna prevail, hopefully. But that being said, I you know, if he was already won and then just did that, he's definitely definitely going to be still viewed as one in the writer's eyes.
Yeah,
after that.
And one of the things that I said was like, oh, you know, if he's going to get it, he should get it of his own merit, not just because he can do a couple flashy things. Well, which is, I hate to admit it, not only is he doing flashy things, but he is producing at a pretty impressive clip right now.
He is.
And real recognize real. He is a filthy player. So just a couple days later, I'm starting to be like, he might honestly just win Calder outright. I mean, dude, he's just so filthy, man. Like, I still think Mo Seider has been the most consistently good player the entire season, but I know how these NHL writers think. We saw how they think the other day, and he just added to his resume. Before, dude, it stings. It stings to say, but 2 flashy goals, or a flashy goal and a flashy assist on top of the production that he's providing. We know that that's what the NHL writers look for, and Moritz Seider, despite being on pace for a 40-goal season as a defenseman while playing one defenseman numbers, I still hold true that I think Moritz Seider has been the most impressive rookie, but he hasn't been the most flashy rookie. And just with what Zegras is doing with flashiness plus production, yeah.
Yeah,
I hate to admit it, but I got to be honest. You know, I'm not gonna take this take to my grave.
Hey, how many games left?
Still about 40, 39, 38. Still plenty of time.
But
as of right now,
the real gonna prevail.
As of right now, I guess I'm starting to lean towards like, okay, well, now I can kind of understand. I'm kind of coming around to the idea that, yeah, maybe he's won. I don't know. Maybe it's recency bias. Maybe I saw that what happened tonight and I was like, crap, he's really good, because he is really good.
I mean, a lot of people probably have that going through. Yeah. No, I mean it's, and you know, our most recent game was a dumpster fire. So,
although he did have a nice reverse hit in that game too.
I mean, Seider scored in that game. So
nice power play goal. Just freaking ripper.
So let the real gonna prevail. Let's let it play out.
Speaking of those Anaheim Ducks, they interviewed a couple candidates for their general manager position. One of which being Pat Verbeek, who is the assistant general manager here in Detroit, also general manager of the Grand Rapids Griffins. And honestly, Scotty, another thing I hate to admit, I think he's probably the right man for the job.
I mean, that's getting a job on a platter, man. That's a heck of a team to take over in its current state. That's a fun ass team. So, and a good team and a young team. So,
And
like
a
that's
good assistant general manager.
right. Oh no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like that's a job that nobody in their right mind, if they were an upcoming GM, would turn down, and one that a lot of people are probably going to go after. And yeah, he's been one of Stevie's boys for a minute now.
Stevie's boy, like the boy.
And so yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately,
he followed Stevie here from Tampa. Like he came with Stevie to Tampa. Like they are 1A and 1B in general managing, and so. And obviously, going from assistant general manager to general manager is like the next natural step for your career. And,
absolutely.
I mean, we don't know how much of Steve Yzerman's decisions are affected by Pat Verbeek, because normally, Yzerman being the man in the chair gets all the credit and all the blame. But I have to imagine that, they are in together on all these decisions, and losing him definitely does strike me a little. No, I still trust the Yzer plan 100%. I'm not saying if Verbeek leaves, all of a sudden the Yzer plan is going to fall apart. But Verbeek was a very big part of the Yzer plan, and he's a very deserving candidate. If he gets the general manager position in Anaheim, I'm gonna honestly root for him, because he's a very competent assistant general manager. He's been a huge part of what has helped build this franchise, and he wouldn't have come with Stevie from Tampa to Detroit, and Stevie wouldn't have brought him if he wasn't really good at his job. And they promoted him to, they also gave him the responsibility of general managing the Griffins. So while I'm afraid of losing him because of how that could affect the Detroit Red Wings rebuild, I still trust Yzerman. And I have to admit that with his resume, I mean, dude, he's got to be the right fit for that job. I would be shocked if he didn't get it.
Yeah.
Especially with that situation.
Me too. And I mean, the situation speaks for itself. Like he should be thrilled. That shouldn't be something that he, I might regret this, whatever.
I doubt he would.
A very, very nice situation to take over. It's a very rare opportunity for a team that's that good at that age to have a GM opening. So, take that and run, baby. All respect.
Yeah. I would definitely wish him nothing. Not that my wishes mean anything to him, I'm sure. But I would definitely be rooting for him to have success out in Anaheim, as long as he's not playing the Detroit Red Wings. But it would definitely suck to lose someone like that, because he's a key fixture in this organization's front office and this rebuild. But man, I mean, clearly if he's interviewing, he's serious about taking that job. And if he gets offered it, I mean, I would take it. Like
I said earlier, anybody would. That's a beautiful situation, and it's a promotion, and anybody would and should. So
not
best
as beautiful
of luck
as you, Scott.
if it happens. Wow.
We did have a comment on our YouTube page episode yesterday saying that we'd make a cute couple. And I think they're trying.
We are a cute couple.
We are a cute couple.
There you go.
There was a cute couple of players on the ice last night practicing. Smooth. Slick with it.
He's slick with it. What a transition, baby. We ball.
Vrana and Stecher were skating again. And those are two components that could make this team considerably better. Vrana especially, Stecher marginally. But they were in non-contact jerseys, and we found out there is no timetable to return. But it is definitely reassuring to see that, especially Vrana, is back on the ice skating. We heard originally his timetable, if everything went well, would be sometime in February. Well, newsflash, guys, February is just 4 days away.
Right.
So but not having a timetable sucks. But knowing that he's back on the ice, finally having an update to talk about, and credit Max Boltman for both the original tweet about Stecher and Hronik, and the tweet about Verbeek getting an interview with the Anaheim Ducks. Both of those I found out because of him. So go follow Max Boltman on Twitter, because he is one of the Red Wings news sources. But it's reassuring to see that they're both out there and skating, because those two pieces shore up our defense and make our top 6 lethal if Vrana gets back on the ice.
Yeah, no, that becomes really exciting, and we've talked about it a million times, but one of the most important things that brings is depth. I mean, now this team the forward group becomes insurmountably deeper. When you got a guy like Vrana, you can slot in there. And I mean that a top 6 of Vrana, Larkin, Raymond, and then the Guelph. Whoo wee! That'll get you that'll get you riled up, baby. That'll get you the blood flowing. That's fun. So hopefully he's still on track to do something here in the next few weeks.
Well, and it's like you say, the whole trickle down thing too. I mean, then you get Vlad back down there in the third line, and he's going to dominate down there in a depth scoring role. I mean, that just getting Vrana back makes the team better in so many facets. And the same thing could be said with Stecher. You know, before Stecher was hurt, Australia wasn't an everyday defenseman for the Red Wings, even though he actually had he's been playing okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been outwardly appalled by watching him play, so he's doing a good job.
Right. And no, I mean, and yeah, like a third line with Vlad and like Zadina on it. I mean, that's a nice third. I mean, you know what I mean? That's a solid third line. And if Zadina can figure his stuff out, could potentially get, even better. So that trickle down depth, man.
Trickle down depth works better than trickle down economics. Ayo, this episode is brought to you by Built Bar. It's the new year, so the New Year's resolutions, dynamic threat. If yours is about getting fit or eating healthier, make sure you include Built Bar in your plan. Built Bar is the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar, maybe even better than a candy bar. Built Bar makes it easier to stick to your resolution because it tastes so good, you'll want to eat it, unlike other protein bars, which can be chalky, waxy, or taste like
chemical spill.
Sidebar. I tried the cookies and cream today at work. I brought myself a real healthy meal. Got myself a frozen burrito. Brought myself a Built Bar. Just quite the combination. Had all the major food groups on that one. Hadn't tried the cookies and cream one, though, Scotty. And I got to say, before I used to advertise that the salted caramel was my favorite. But honestly, instantaneous change. It was 10 times better than salted caramel. Not that salted caramel is bad. That's good. But cookies and cream just exceeded it by that much.
Cookies and cream is in the top 2 for me.
It's legit. What's the other one?
Orange.
I did not know they had an orange one. See, now I'm learning.
I don't know if it's currently in circulation. Maybe it was a limited time thing a minute ago. But
Built Bar, bring back orange. Scotty wants orange. And you know what makes them so good, Scotty, is because they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Most Built Bars contain 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. Compare that to a candy bar, which usually has 240 calories, 30 grams of sugar, and dozens of net carbs. There's plenty of flavors to choose from. You got coconut almond, peanut butter brownie, which I've also tried. That one was pretty good as well. There's actually like brownie chunks in it, and that's good. Raspberry, cookies and cream, salted caramel, mint brownie, many, many more. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. Go check out BuiltBar.com. Use promo code LOCKED15 to get 15% off your order. Again, promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. So, Scotty.
So, Brian.
There's 2 games this weekend.
They ain't easy neither.
And yesterday you even were like, don't they play Pittsburgh first? I was like, nah, they play Toronto next. They must play Pittsburgh on Monday. No, I was wrong. You were right.
I'm clipping that. Woo-wee! I'm clipping that.
Oh, what have I done? What have I done?
Let's go. Easy clip.
I think in my head, because I knew they had a home game on Wednesday and they were home again on Saturday, I didn't think that they'd go on the road because, I'm thinking of my schedule at work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they play Pittsburgh on Friday. The first half of another back-to-back, then come home to face their biggest rival in the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that is probably going to be, up to this point, the biggest game of the season, attendance-wise. I actually already know that as of today of recording this on Thursday the 27th, when we're recording, over 18,000 tickets have been sold for that game. I know that for a fact.
Hell yeah, baby. Hockey Town
is going to be back to watch that Toronto Maple Leaf game. And it sucks it's on the second of a back-to-back, especially after coming off a team that's as hot, despite the recent loss, as hot as the Pittsburgh Penguins are. But Pittsburgh, man, you cannot overlook that game, especially going to Pittsburgh, because that team, they've resurged, man.
What's the goalie situation gonna be this weekend?
Ned and Ned.
You
I mean,
think?
I can't. And good. Grice still isn't back. It's still Cavill and Picard. So there's no way Blashill puts Picard in net to start the game unless he genuinely thinks after this last game that Ned needs a night off. But Ned's proven that he can bounce back.
Ned already got
of
2 periods, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Proven he can bounce back.
It'll be
quickly.
interesting. It'll be interesting.
I mean, it's gotta be.
Sorry, blah 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 blah. No.
Can you clip that too? I'm not cutting that out.
No,
What's happening?
I had just finished a thought, and I was like, "Oh, Brian's gonna take over." Then you started to drink your water, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta fill time," and I just went, "Blah."
You're making the sound effect of the bubbles in the water.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I thought you were gonna keep going.
No, I mean, look, in theory, yes, he should be like he's proven that he can just go back to back 2 games in a row. So like that's probably a feasible thing. But now we've also seen that like Calvin's gonna play if Calvin needs to play.
If he needs to, but does he need to? Do you think he needs to?
No.
Then he's not going to play.
I mean, I like fair. I mean, like, I don't want him. Like, I don't want him to play. Like, no disrespect, but like these are 2 like big boy teams.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
your
even
team's
know
struggling
if
right
I
now.
want him to. He's definitely not playing against Pittsburgh. No chance.
And if he's not playing against Pittsburgh with no chance, he's definitely not playing against Toronto, which is their biggest.
I guess.
Because you also got to think there is the fan perspective of it too. It's a home game at home ice, your biggest game of the year. Blashill would be high to put Pickard to net. But then again, you know what? We've seen crazier things happen before. But I mean, Pittsburgh is a team you absolutely cannot overlook on Friday because Jake Gensel's a real deal, man. He is scary. 40 points in 37 games. Chris Letang, which Chris Letang's got 38 points in 39 games. Isn't he old? Like this Pittsburgh Penguins team is having a crazy good resurgence this season. The last couple seasons, people were saying their window is closing. They just got off a huge winning streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row after losing to Seattle this most recent time out. Sidney Crosby's got 34 points in 31 games. Evan Rodriguez has 32 and 43. I mean, up and down their roster, they are clicking on all cylinders. Like, I really can't find a good weakness. Tristan Yari, their goaltender, Scotty, 35 games played, a .926 save percentage.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They're first in the Metro Division. Then you follow that up with the Toronto Maple Leafs, who may be third in the Atlantic, but are a powerhouse all on their own. It's just the Atlantic Division is a tank. Like,
what's Crosby doing?
Crosby's doing amazing. He's got over a point per game. He's got 34 and 31 games played. He hasn't played every single game, but he's over a point per game in the games he has been playing. And they just got Malkin back,
I heard
too.
He's pretty good. I heard he's not bad, that Crosby dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've heard he's like the next big thing.
Yeah, they just got Malkin back after a long-term injury to start the season. He scored in his first game. I mean, dude, this is a scary team to face in the first half of a back-to-back.
Yes. This is one of the toughest. This is, I think, probably the toughest back-to-back we've had this year.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think that's really too much of a debate. And this is like one of, I mean, there's not too many more different, combinations there of like worst case scenario back-to-backs just in the NHL period. I mean, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, it's
not great, Bob.
Let's spin this optimistically. What do the Red Wings have to do to win this game?
Score more goals. No.
Well, they did plenty of that last night. It didn't help.
Not more though. Not more than Chicago though. I think first off, you like this sounds fairly obvious, but you need the top 6 to produce. This we've seen time and time again. This team doesn't win if the top 6 aren't producing. So top 6, go in and get your job done. You need Ned to be on point because we've now seen, we finally, credit to him, it took a while, but we finally saw like a really rough Ned performance.
We've seen like bad games, but we haven't seen that.
Right.
We haven't seen an absolute, like, he looks like dog bleed.
Right. So Ned needs to be obviously, normal Ned. And I mean, besides that, like, all you can really ask for is the defense to not be an absolute dumpster fire. Like, if seriously, like,
No, you're right. I laugh because it's true.
If that's like, what else can you really what else can you really ask for?
I'm going to go out on a limb on this one, Scotty. I'm going to say if either of Joe Veleno or Philip Zadina scores in the game against Pittsburgh, the Red Wings win that game.
That's my laugh. Philip Zadina score. Hilarious.
You're stirring the pot.
Hilarious. I'm a chef. I'll stir it all day.
My point is because the top 2 lines are going to do their job. They have been all season. Top line initially, the second line sometimes. Now that they've mixed it up, top 2 lines consistently. If we can get depth scoring from the guys who need to be scoring from the depth, which is Veleno and now Zadina as he slid down in the lineup, then the Wings are going to have their secondary scoring to win the hockey game. I have confidence Ned's going to be fine. I have confidence that at least Moritz Seider and Nick Leddy will bounce back a good enough game that the defense is going to be the defense. You know who's going to be out there and who's going to be good and who's going to be bad. I think if you can get the depth scoring going, they're going to have enough to squeak this game out because Ned can stand on his head against opponents who he shouldn't stand on his head against.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you're going to get the performance from Mo. I think this is a conversation for a different day, but like, we need to have a serious conversation about Danny DeKeyser. Because you know what I'm not looking forward to? Pittsburgh and Toronto against 20 minutes of Danny DeKeyser. That's what I'm not looking forward to this weekend. So that's a conversation for an off day. We can talk about how to move forward with him, but that's, defense got to tighten up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking to tighten up your gambling game, go check out betonline.ag. There might be less football being played out, but BetOnline has way more stuff to bet on this playoff season, from scores, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land. BetOnline is the #1 spot for all things NFL betting in 2022. And with the new year comes a new updated desktop and mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use their promo code LOCKEDON to get started. And it's not just football. BetOnline's basketball, hockey, boxing, and UFC odds coverage is the best in the business, from sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline is the #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline.
BetOnline.
Where the game starts. Scotty, would you believe me if I said that was my first time reading that version?
Yes, I would.
Oh, was it bad?
Yeah.
Oh. I'll get
it was fine. It was good, man. You did great. I'm really proud of you.
The trick is going very slowly so you can make sure you're reading all the words properly.
Where the game starts.
I opened it up. I'm like, oh, it's new. It's new today. Okay, here we go. Okay. Toronto Maple Leafs on Saturday at home at Little Caesars Arena. I teased it. Biggest game of the year for the Red Wings, at home against your #1 rival, original 6 matchup, your second of the week, which is amazing in its own. I mean, you have your old, what I would argue is your biggest rival from the past decade versus your biggest rival of the new decade facing off against one another. And I'm really excited and really scared because Toronto, we talked about Pittsburgh's an intimidating opponent. I think Toronto, despite being third in the Atlantic Division, might be an even scarier opponent than Pittsburgh, and that's solely because of Austin Matthews.
I mean, yeah, like, that's a damn good team, man. Like the man, and like, oh, like, what do they have to do to be better or whatever? Like, it's the same. Like, you just can't get rinsed on defense, and and whoever's in net, probably net, has just got to be solid. I at this point, I trust the top 6 to at least get shots, which is about all we can ask for. So I trust the top 2 lines to get some production and get some opportunities. The rest just comes back to the back half of the team. Like it really is just consistently going to come down to is the defense and like the forechecking and everything. Like it's not strictly the defenseman period per se, but like as a team, we gotta play some damn defense. And and if Ned's on his game and we have some decent defense rolling, I like our odds against anybody, but that's a big ask the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'm looking at like stats and like how they line up next to each other. These two teams like are serious threats in very similar areas. We talked about the goaltending for Pittsburgh and how the save percentage is like .922. Well, guess what? Jack Campbell in 30 games this season, .926 save percentage.
Not bad.
Very much not bad. That is a far cry from not bad. He is insane this season. Offensively, Austin Matthews already at 25 goals. Burt and Larkin are at 20 each. Just plugging that. I mean, they both got their 20th against Chicago. Pretty hot. But 43 points total for Matthews. William Nylander, 40 points in 39 games. Tavares is 38 and 38. Morgan Riley is 34 and 39. I mean, you go down that list, and it's just a bunch of guys who are at, above, or just below a point per game. The biggest crux the Toronto Maple Leafs have had in the last years are their defense, much similar to the Detroit Red Wings.
And the postseason.
Well, that's where the defense comes into play.
Get pranked.
Get pranked. Epic, bro. Hashtag dynamic threat, Scotty Bentley.
That's me, baby.
No, but seriously, it's a dangerous team on back-to-back nights.
But like again, like it's hard to some back-to-backs you're like, oh, like this is the the get right, or like the tone setting game at the beginning, like you play kind of a bad team and then you go and you have a tough team at the end, or it's like, oh, like you get the tough one out of the way, you're going to use all your energy. That makes the second game against maybe a worse team a trap game. This is just like rough. Like this is just two incredible teams at the moment, and it's going to take some A game.
It's like when your coach, when you're learning how to check in hockey, and your coach goes, "Okay, guys, line up for the gauntlet." You go, "Oh, no, I don't want the gauntlet." Oh, no. You know what the gauntlet is, Scotty?
Yes, I am very aware. Yes,
man, this is what it is for the Detroit Red Wings. They're lining you up, telling you to skate down the boards, and everyone is going to hit you as you skate down the boards.
It's
so you can learn how to take a hit.
Yeah, the Toronto's not shy of hits either.
Well, that's another thing that makes them dangerous too. It's just not all skill; it's grit mixed in there too. But you know what?
I'll assure you, Giovanni's playing against Toronto.
You know what?
Let's do it. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. 4C and make the fourth line the Smith line. Make him 4C. Get Giovanni out there, and we can just go to town and just mess some people up. It's funny because Jamel's not even really a fighter like that. It's really just Giovanni. But yeah,
Giovanni's like reputation is bleeding over.
Yeah. for real. But no, man. Giovanni's honestly lately he's just been playing period because we've needed him for depth and stuff. But he's probably, I would be shocked if he did not log a fight against Toronto.
Yeah,
at least, if not both games, to be honest.
And you know what the Red Wings as a whole have in their favor in this game is the fact that they're at home in front of their home crowd with what's going to be a sold out crowd. And I have reason to believe recent years, it's been more Maple Leafs fans than Red Wings fans at LCA because the Red Wings are bad. Toronto could cross the border. I have reason to believe that's not the case this time around. One, the Red Wings are much better this season. So the LCA has been packed pretty much every game. Even the weekday games have been pretty well packed. Like the game against Chicago the other night was, at least 75% capacity, which is good for a weekday. I think that with the COVID policies and how hard it is to cross the border from Canada and the fact that the Wings are playing better than they have been in recent years, that 18,000, I think, is going to be the majority of Red Wings fans. I think it's going to be a loud crowd.
Loud crowd, baby.
Loud crowd at LCA.
Loud crowd.
And I think that's going to fire up the Detroit Red Wings. And, that's what makes hockey great, man. On any given day, no matter how intimidating the Toronto Maple Leafs are, the Red Wings have the ability to play up to their opponent. And we've seen it several times up this season when they beat Edmonton, when they beat the Golden Knights. They beat Boston, right? They beat Boston once this season. I mean, they have the ability to win games against tough opponents, and they have two tough opponents, one of which is at home. They have that in their favor. So despite how it looks like on the roster sheet, despite how it looks like on the lineup, you can't count the Red Wings out. And that's what's made
count the boys out.
That's what makes this season so special.
Absolutely. Big step forward, man, for real.
Absolutely. Thanks for making Locked On Red Wings your first listen every day. Now make your second listen on Locked On Bets. They're your home for expert analysis and insights. Thanks to your boy Q and Lee Sterling, Locked On Bets. Go check them out. Still can't figure out what that last line was.
He just goes, Locked On Bets. Go check them out.
I think I know where the read is homed now, but I got to go find it. So that sounds like a problem for Monday, Brian.
Yes.
Scotty, any final thoughts?
Get that silly hat off your head and we ball.
I'm a fan of hockey, not of this particular team, but I went to Nashville, wanted to pick. It's like my thing. I like picking up hats when I go.
Don't care. There you go. Let's go. We ball.
We absolutely ball. Oh, final thought. Final thought. I saw the Red Wings All-Star jerseys up close at LCA at work yesterday.
They weren't bad, eh?
Oh, I love them. All my friends split on them, whether or not they like the new All-Star jerseys for this year. I like that it's kind of an older look, older design to them with how they look, not that all black stuff they've been going with in recent years. Up close, man, that stitching, so good. I wanted one so bad, but no, I have to. I can't. It's too. Jerseys are expensive, man.
They're not cheap,
but they're so pretty, guys.
Hockey money, baby, not cheap.
Plug for my work. Those go on sale, my friends, on Saturday at the Toronto game. So you're going to be able to catch them if you go to the game, but they don't go on sale until Saturday.
Yeah,
we have them, but they don't go on sale until Saturday. So just letting that be known right now.
Until.
Anyways, be back with 2 game recaps with you on Monday. Same time.
Monday.
Big day of Monday. Same time, same place. To your team.
I got one more final thought.
Is it every day?
Every day.
Hell yeah.